Hi guys, my name is Heather, and if you have not been hanging around, we've been doing some dog training videos, and I wanted to bring up a topic of something that comes up quite a lot in my life. I am a disabled veteran, and Chloe is my service dog, and a lot of people, don't think that a small dog like this can be a service dog. And actually there's a lot of reasons why a small dog would work best for a service dog. So I wanted to talk about some of the rules that people don't get. A real hot topic that I have is when pets are brought into non-dog stores that are specifically only service dogs are supposed to be allowed in. Walmart being one of the biggest ones that comes into my life. And I want to talk about how people bringing their pets into these stores and pretending that they are service dogs actually affects the service dog community. So in our service dog groups that I belong to, or have in the past belonged to, one of the biggest topics that come up is service dogs actually being attacked by pets while they're in the store trying to do conduct their business. So I really think that a lot of people they think it's unfair that their dog doesn't get to go into the store and that dog does, even though that dog is a service dog. Well, it's really unfair that you're healthy and we're not. So I want to talk about the cost of a service dog. If someone's getting a service dog from an actual company, it's usually around $20,000. There's a lot of time, investment, health checks. Just qualifying the dog to become a service dog is a really big deal. So that being said, there's also a big misconception that owners of dogs cannot train their own service dog, and that is not the truth. So there's a handler, owner, trainer, and that is actually a way that those of us that cannot afford $20,000 for a service dog can train our own dog to do specific work that we need it to do. And I want to give you the actual definition of what a service dog is. So the site that I've looked at is the ADA, the American Disabilities Act. And you can look that up. It's a .gov website. So I want to read this directly off of there for those of you that are confused. So under the ADA, a service animal is defined as a dog that has been individually trained to do work or perform tasks for an individual with a disability. The tasks performed by the dog must be directly related to the person's disability. Tasks, this site will give you everything that you actually need to know. I'm going to talk about a few that I have come across that people don't really understand or know. There's a couple of things that people think that a service dog needs to be certified. No, it does not. People think that you absolutely have to wear a vest on your dog. No, you do not. We as people with service dogs put vests on our dogs purely for the reason to keep people away from our dogs so that our dogs can actually do their job. When you distract a service dog who's in a public place, you're taking that dog away from actually doing its task. So if that person is diabetic and that dog needs to alert to them, has seizures and that dog needs to alert to that, you are actually putting that person's life in danger. So one of the questions that a lot of times that I will hear is, I have anxiety too, so can my dog be my service dog? And what the ADA actually states is, if someone's dog calms them when having an anxiety attack, does this qualify it as a service dog? And the answer to that is, it depends. The ADA makes a distinction between psychiatric service animals and emotional support animals. If the dog has been trained to sense that an anxiety attack is about to happen and take a specific action to help avoid the attack or lessen its impact, that would qualify as a service dog animal. However, if the dog's mere presence provides comfort, that would not be considered a service dog under the ADA. So that's the answer to that. For those of you that don't know, or I don't know, don't care, but wonder why I look perfectly healthy and why do I have a service dog? I have 100% disability from the military for PTSD and other things. But here's the thing, you legally cannot ask me that question. The only thing, as going into a store, an employee from the store can ask is, 1, is that a service dog? And 2, what task does that dog perform to aid in the disability of the person handling it? If you're just a person that comes up to me in the store and asks me what my disability is, I am not going to be kind to you, because it's none of your business what my medical issue is. What you need to do as a person coming up to a store of someone who has a service dog, or even just another dog, right? There's a dog in the store. You're supposed to assume it's a service dog. Leave it alone. Don't pet it. Don't walk up to them and tell them how cute their dog is. Don't follow them through the store. Don't get in the way of their dog actually doing its job. Again, you're putting somebody's life in danger because you're distracting the dog. And if that person has disability, debilitating anxiety, you approaching them is causing that anxiety to skyrocket. I have had to leave the store multiple times because somebody has approached me, or people would not leave me alone in the store when I have my service dog with me. I think one of the other hardest things that happen in the store is when kids want to come up and pet the dog and they don't understand that this dog is working. It is not my job as the disabled person to teach your children how to behave around service dogs. It's the parent's job or the guardian's job, whoever's with them. As hard as it is, because dogs are cute, and we get that. We love our dogs. We get that our dogs are cute. Stepping to the side and explaining to your child or your children that that dog is working and that dog is giving the person the ability to try to live the most normal life that they can possibly live. And, not approaching the person and saying, can I pet your dog? As you can see on Chloe's vest, it specifically says, do not pet service dog. Please do not pet. I'm working. I had to put that on there because people would come up and just start petting my dog. It blows my mind that they think that that's okay. So please teach your children, pull them aside. Don't walk up to the person and ask them, can my dog pet your dog? Because I don't know of somebody with a legitimate service dog that allows people to pet their dog. Because that just makes it harder for all of the rest of us. And that's one thing I'd like to bring up about the pets being in the store and how that affects my service dog and my ability to take her many places. Okay, the ADA also answers the question of, can a dog sit in the cart in the grocery store or in whatever stores that it's in? And the answer to that is no. And why is that? I think it's because I don't want to be putting my lettuce on your dog's butt. And when your dog's sitting in the cart and someone else comes in with their groceries, those carts are not sanitized. And now their groceries are all over anything that your dog has possibly left behind on that cart. It is the owner, the disabled person's responsibility to take care of their dog. If their dog is not in their control, the dog has to leave the facility. Sometimes in some people's disabilities, it's okay. Some people, there's one of the tasks that a service dog can do is if the person is diabetic, and usually they will smell the breath of of the person and can tell if they're going to have a diabetic seizure. In that case, they're usually small dogs that perform this, and they're worn on harnesses. And so that looks super cute and super fun, but that dog is still actually doing a job. It is not a pet, and it's not in the store, and it's not for other people to pet and do. As soon as people started, it's kind of been, I would say, the last 15 years, this I should be able to take my pet into the store because that person gets to take their pet, and I can buy a service dog vest online, and then my dog's now a service dog. Attitude started coming up about the last 15 years. I know many people that have service dogs that have not been able to take their dogs inside because their dogs have been attacked. People no longer think, oh, that's a service dog, that dog is working, I need to leave it alone, because pet people come in and walk around and go, yes, you can pet my pet, you can pet my dog, please pet my dog, and it's a social hour, and that has affected service dogs because people are distracting them from their actual job, you know, and in doing that, what you're doing is you're telling the disabled person that they shouldn't be there. You know, it's our animals, they are animals, but in I don't know how to say this. Basically, it's, you're supposed to treat it like it's a wheelchair or a cane or a fake
medical device.
A medical device of some way, a fake leg, a fake arm, or whatever. And would you actually go up to somebody and say, hey, can I pet your wheelchair? Oh, wow, I think your cane is super cool. Can I take my picture with it? You just don't do that. And that's how you're supposed to, in general, the public should be treating our service dogs. So what should you do when you see somebody in the store who has a service dog? How about just say hi? How's your day? How's it going?